Do what? I'm like, gotta do the horn thing, right? So that didn't work. She drove off. That was awesome, right? But we used to sing Just a Good Old Boys all the time. Then Tom Wolfpack came. I didn't get my cowboy hat on. I did like half naked, run around singing. We didn't know. You know, they just look into the go ahead, it's Rosenbaum. Let him do what he's doing. Don't touch the animal.
And I only shot with John one time, so I didn't get to know him as much. But he's a very nice guy. Great hair. Great body. Yeah. Great hair. Nice smile.
First of all, I'd like to say to Michael, I think it's awesome that you've come down and interacted with the people. I thought one of your sessions yesterday as well, and I think that's just so amazing. And second, for both of you, I know some actors say they don't watch their own stuff. Do you watch the finished product of the shows you've been in? And if so, do you have any moments where you just wondered what the hell you were doing?
It's not yet a problem. You know, you look at yourself and go, oh, yes. Oh my God, I've learned so much from you. You can't, you know, we're not Lawrence Olivier. I learn a lot. I know what to watch. There's sometimes in Fun Model we do a great episode and, you know, I really want to see that. A great scene with James, or we have a great moment with John Blair, my father, or, you know, there's something pivotal about the episode, or it's, then I'll watch it. And I'll go, okay, I was challenged to, let's say I met the challenge. You know, there's moments you go, hey, all right. I never watch it with a lot of people, maybe a friend, you know, but yeah, just, you know. And sometimes I just don't even talk about it. I try to go to IMDb and say, can you get this movie removed completely? I know, I just don't want it there. I know it made $20 million, but I don't care. It shouldn't. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
I recently, actually I learned a lesson. I had this little tiny role in this movie called P.S. I Love You. I was trying to be a good boy. I was coming from television with this attitude of, you know, don't come in with these big ideas and mess everything up. But it wasn't television, it was a movie. And I had a kind of an underwritten character. And I should have been like, I want a flying monkey on my thing. I want to have a mohawk and something interesting. Because I walked out of that film, I said, that's a great film. But who was that boring guy? Guy. So then when I got down to Mexico and we were shooting Dragon Ball, I was on the warpath. I had all my ideas, and I was like, and the makeup artist was like, James, the producer does not want us to do that with your character. I'm like, the producer is not here. Yeah, it was full-blown music. I'd really rather get fired than not do it the way that I think we should be doing this. And maybe they can fire me now. Oh, I'm on television. Hi, boss. Yeah. So yeah, you can learn a lot by watching yourself. Like, oh, don't do that. You know?
Yeah, what's funny? I did this movie with Steve Martin, and I had to wear this horrible wig as a ball of his legs. But I was like, that's kind of funny. The character wears a goofy wig anyway. Yep. So, but how Steve works, and I lost him. With comedy, it's really interesting. There'll be like cut, and Steve will run over to the monitor, and he'll watch it. Because it's comedy. It's not like, I don't want to see when I'm serious. I want to stay in the moment, feel it, let it happen. But with comedy, I actually learned a lot from watching Steve. Go to the monitor, I go, he's like, yeah, I can do this here. And then you can actually say, wow, I can be bigger here. I can do more. And you learn. Actually, I didn't mind watching myself after each take because I thought I could actually adjust as opposed to...
That's a good point, because the comedy really is kind of closer to doing like a magic trick. You know, so you want to check the monitor and say, did the rabbit show is where it pulled the thing? Okay. Yeah.
I have a general question for both of you.
What's the last thing or idea that you heard that made you think, wow, that's really interesting?
I had an interesting idea. Want to hear my interesting idea to save America's energy policy? Okay. Tell me, this has got to work. This has got to okay. Okay. We have two great new fuel sources. We have hydrogen fuel and we have solar power, right? The problem with solar power is that it's free to collect, but then you have to distribute it. You have to actually pump the electricity from your solar cells in the desert into the city. And the way, since we were doing that with AC, alternating current, you lose about half of your energy if you even pipe it out 50 miles. And that is why solar power has not really taken off. And that's why it's really only suited right now for homes, where you don't have to transport the energy, right? So that's a big problem. Hydrogen, on the other hand, is very simple to make. The only thing that you need to make hydrogen is a glass of water and some electricity, quite a lot of electricity. And you put the two wires into the glass of water and pump your electricity through it and just collect the hydrogen gas. And that's it. The problem is that it takes more energy to do that than you get out of the hydrogen at the end. Now my idea is, what if we combine these two and put massive solar fields out in the desert, connect that electricity into a big vat of water out in the desert, create your hydrogen for free out in the desert, drive a car in every month, outload your hydrogen and take it into the city in a hydrogen car for free. I'm not a scientist, man. I just want a scientist. We can do this.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present James Marsters with the Energy Vitamin Water. Thank you for your time.
That's smart. You know, I mean, it's smart. Especially smart. That sounds pretty good.
I liked it. I was really actually listening to it. After that, I was like,
I'd love for someone to tell me why we haven't been doing that for the last 40 years. It's
Brainiac.
Thank you. May I just say, Michael, you are cuter with hair.
Thank you. That's nice to have something to actually pull when you're upset.
My question is, considering all of the ideas out there right now, would you want to continue in the comic book, sci-fi, fantasy genre, or do you want to do something completely different? This goes for either one of you.
The reason I left the show really wasn't because I didn't want any lecturing. It was I wanted to be challenged more. I like to do different roles. I'm a comedian. Be in front of the set every day before we shoot. I would do like a little stand-up routine. Everybody would be laughing, we'd be joking around. And that's kind of who I am. So it's not that I just want to go to comedy. I just want to explore, other areas and just be challenged a little more. So I think I had done all I can with Lex. So there's nothing really left to do. So that's.
Yeah, and I think most actors, most artists in general, we like to have different things to do. We don't want to do one thing forever. Personally, I love science fiction and fantasy stuff. Those are the kind of movies I actually go out to watch. So I'm very happy doing that kind of stuff. But it's also really wonderful to go out and do something naturalistic and kind of stretch those muscles too. You know what I mean? Yeah, but I think that for me, fantasy is kind of like being the jester in like a medieval court, right? Because it's only the jester could call the king an idiot. He was the only one, but he did it with a joke. And for that reason, it was said that the court, if a court has a good fool, it's a good court. And so I feel like when you're in sci-fi, you can just nail the political establishment, you can nail all the powerful people, and at the end of the day, oh, no, it's just Superman. Kryptonite, man. Love that.
Thank you.